Welcome to the Karen Mitches podcast. Today we have Dean Hebscher.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for being on, Dean.
Oh my God, anytime.
How was it getting over here in the heat?
It was really fun. I had a great walk, and I was listening to music with my AirPods with the the noise cancellation thing on. And every time I walk, and there's people who are walking slow, even though I can't hear myself out loud, under my breath, I'll still be like, fucking move. And I think sometimes people hear me. Or if someone when you're walking the sidewalk and someone decides they're going to stop to look at something, even though you're in a good groove, and so's the whole sidewalk. And they're like, oh, what if we go in here? And then for sure out loud, even though I can't hear myself, I'm like, oh my fucking God. For real mad out in public.
I honestly, that makes me happy that you're doing that, because I feel like people need to know, and I don't want to be the one to tell them.
Fucking move. Keep it moving. Please move. Walk faster. Just walk a little bit faster. And if you're in a group of 4, don't be 1, 2, 3, 4 in, you know what I mean? Line it up so people can pass you.
Yeah. Please. Tuck behind your friends. Please. It's insane how many people think.
I know where you're going. Oh my God.
I'm with my friend, so today you walk on the street.
Yep. Also, I think I'm so good at walking on the sidewalk. I was texting and walking the other day, and someone clapped at me to look up because they were walking right at me, and I was very embarrassed. So I was like, okay, you're not perfect at this.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's what I get. That's what I get for texting my friend while walking.
But there's okay, sometimes people think the whole problem is texting. And the thing is, if you are driving a car, you are going to fuck with the radio, but you're not going to do it while passing someone.
Yes.
But walking, people will be in the wrong place and also not paying attention. And then when you alert them, they act like you're inventing a rule, which is just everyone on the right side of the sidewalk.
Yeah. And there's just, I don't know, there's an art to it, but also there's just common courtesy, and also just hurry up and just figure it out, because we're all trying to figure it out. And also, I don't like when I'm listening to music and I'm in my own world and a jogger runs by me very close. That startles me. But it's not it's the most unjustified angry I'll ever be. Because for a second I'll be like, what are you doing? And then I'm like, he's allowed to do that. He's allowed to be jogging. It's a public sidewalk. But I act as if he just walked into my house.
Yeah.
And that's not good.
Okay. I think there's a thing for me where I'm scared a lot, and then I'll get angry, and I have to process
take a step back.
The
and be
fact that your face frightened me doesn't mean I get to be mad at you.
My thought process is literally he should know I'm listening to music and in my own head, and to not startle me while he's jogging. That's annoying of him. He's rude.
It's the mentality most people have at their mother when they're 13.
Yeah. But what are you doing in here? Fully allowed to be in the house you living together, that kind of thing. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Same feeling when we were talking about earlier before the podcast, when I had a roommate and I was in the kitchen doing something, the second he entered, I'd go, this fucking guy, even though he is allowed to be doing that. I would literally go, oh my God, what? What do you need? Even though he's allowed to do that. We split all this. Stupid. Get so mad about bullshit. Or the
feeling you have when you see a mess that you think is his, and you're like, oh my God, what a monster.
Yeah.
Then you remember it's yours.
Yeah, that's fully all mine. That's all mine. No, but I'm allowed to be doing that because I'm me. That's my thought process. No, but I'm me. I'm cool. No, but I'm funny. No, but I'm funny and I'm cool. My messes are cooler than his messes.
When did you find out you were funny?
I don't know, kindergarten.
You just bounced into class.
Oh, whenever there was a serious situation, or not even a serious situation, just a situation that was not particularly funny, I'd be like, I gotta find a way to make this pretty funny. Whether it would be a fart sound that I would do with my mouth, or just like a random noise or something. Like, you remember when like a teacher would take attendance and everyone would say here, like, but when it got to me, I'd make a little I'd make like a fart noise, or I'd like start the day off strong. Be like, Dean, and they'd be like, and then it'd be like,
what was the like percentage of teachers that hated you versus loved you?
Okay.
And was anyone in the middle?
Yeah, I'm sure there was a lot of middle ground people, but they were very neutral, and so I never kind of clocked it. But there was a lot of teachers who definitely despised me. But then like once I got older and I started to like get, you start to have like a better like personal rapport with teachers in high school, and those are the ones that are like, yeah, you're annoying, but I see something in you. Like I'm gonna suggest this to you. Like, they find a way to like really harness your creativity.
Yeah.
So that started to happen. But no, like in elementary school, it was like, I can't deal with this annoying kid. He's sent out in the hall.
Yeah.
I got sent out in the hall for a full day one time in third grade, like a full 8 to 3.
What did you do to deserve that?
Farted during O Canada, probably. I don't know. Like, I just did something super
you
obnoxious.
don't even remember.
I'm sure my teacher woke up being like, if one of them like messes with me or messes up this day, immediately I'm gonna like really like lay the hammer down. And it happened to be me. And then she was like literally during O Canada, she like went like this to me, and I was like, oh my god, already? Wow. I didn't have a watch at the time, but I was like, wow, all right. It was like 8:03, and I was sent out in the hall, and I didn't get let back in for the rest of the day, and I was wandering the halls of my public school.
Were you nervous? Did you have a good time?
I kept checking. I would like try to like get her to look at me while she was at her desk, and she'd be like, no, and I'd be like, whoa, I'm out in the hall for the whole day. And then before I know it, it was like 3:00, and then I told my mom when I got home, and she was like, you missed a full day. What? Like, I'm talking to the school about this. And then that never happened again, obviously, but I don't know what the meeting was like between my mom and the teacher, but
what was your mom's attitude towards you in general? Like,
dude, I talked about this in therapy today. Like, it's super funny. Like, I talked about my mom today.
It's just a repeat of therapy.
It's okay. This is better. This is a lot better. It's not so friggin' tense. Like, my mom's attitude towards me in general, loves me, but like sometimes would be like, why would you do that? Weekly, sorry, I shouldn't say sometimes, like weekly will be like, what were you thinking? And it's the worst when you're like, you're a kid, you're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's followed me into like early adult years too, where it's like, what were you thinking? I'm like, I don't even know. Autopilot. I was just doing something. I don't remember. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Like, that's all it is. Sorry. I don't know. Are you mad at me? Like, that kind of thing. I don't know.
The thing is though, like, I think parents can see, like, I remember my sister-in-law saying to me one time, she's like, about one of her kids, just like, they just can't stop.
Yeah.
They just can't stop. It's just not going to happen. And it's like, yeah, they're just, and sometimes it's because the kid's 2 and that's where a 2-year-old's at. But sometimes you have a kid who's 8 and they're unique amongst 8-year-olds. Like, they're just, and the people know they're just limited.
Yeah. I wouldn't talk to like when I was a kid, I didn't like what kids liked. Like, sorry, surface level. Like, I liked sports and stuff, but like in elementary school, kids were like obsessed with like Pokemon, Digimon, Beyblades, like stuff like that. And I was like, if anyone would like me to recite like a full like Saturday Night Live monologue, I'm right here. I can do that. I think those are pretty witty. Like that, like I would literally, like, I'd be in like 5th grade and be like, do you guys know who Chris Farley is? He's hilarious. And people would be like, what? Like, it was just, I don't know. I'm not trying to sound like I was like an old soul or anything, but I was consuming different media 100%. And because I was like, that looks fun. That looks like a job. That looks, I don't know. That's just like, that's something for me.
And you were already like,
I'm not a fantasy world person.
Performative.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
But you're not a fantasy world person?
I'm not a fan. Well, like my own, where I...
Yeah.
But like, I was never like, yeah, Lord of the Rings. Ooh, yeah, Harry Potter. Oh, cool. Like, I liked, I don't know, stuff rooted in like reality.
Did you like make-believe?
I liked...
Like, would you have played house in kindergarten?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yes.
Because I think as a little kid, I was actually
comedies make-believe, kind of, sometimes.
More, like, reality oriented, but like Playhouse.
Yeah.
I
liked improv.
My dolls were like characters from a show.
All
like,
the time,
They
yes.
were
I did
having
that.
drama with each other.
Yes, I did that. I created my own things, but I didn't like anyone else's fantasy. Like I didn't like someone else created this world and they made a movie about it. I'd be like, I want to do my own. I'd like it if it was mine. My ideas would be better than this feature film. Like I haven't seen a lot of Disney movies.
What?
I was talking to my best friend about this. Like he was like, yeah, you remember like in Mulan? And I was like, never seen it.
What?
I've never seen
So you didn't even
Lion
like
King.
shows
I've never
and
seen Lion
movies.
King. No, I liked
But you liked Saturday Night Live.
I liked Ace Ventura, and I liked like funny, goofy, like real life stuff. But then I also liked, I don't know, I just liked funny, silly cartoons and funny, silly movies, and I don't know. I can't really explain it. I just never got into like animated Disney animals talking. I just never got into any of that.
What about like classic male action stuff, like Star Wars?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I like those because those are just like easy stories to follow. I don't know. There might be a ton of contradiction here with what I'm trying to convey, but I don't really care. So whatever. I like what I like, and I like and I don't like what I don't like. So there it is. All right. I don't know.
So how long have you been doing actual comedy for? Like stand up?
The first time I ever did stand up was September 25th, 2013.
Oh my God, a day that lives in infamy.
Yes, for sure. But also I wouldn't, and that's like 11 years ago, but I wouldn't consider myself a stand up for 11 years. I'm going to go ahead and say 8.
Okay.
Because like the first time I did it, I was at Humber College for the comedy writing and performance program, which is crazy because I was 17 years old when I got there.
Oh my God.
Fresh out of high school. And I would do sets at Yuck Yucks because Yuck Yucks has this like Humber comedy night. So
Yeah.
you get stage time if you're a student. And that's when I did my first set ever, and it went great. And that kind of it wasn't good that it went great because I was like, oh, I'm great. Then the next 4 times I did it, I was like, why aren't I famous and rich and selling out an amphitheater right now? But so that kind of like skewed my expectations for stuff. But then for the next like 3 years, pretty on and off stand up because I was like working at night at like at restaurants and stuff, and I was still trying to figure out like my own voice and what I really wanted to do, but also I wasn't thinking about what I wanted to do. I just wanted to have fun being a young person. Yeah. So I was pretty 1 foot in, 1 foot out of like the comedy world. But then in like 2016, I was like, all right, let's do this, because I had like my 2 buddies with me who I went to Humber with, who like we really started to like get pretty serious about it.
And you got that like I have to do this a lot to be
respected, and also like respected in the comedy world where it's just like you're not just like a fly by night person who like is gonna fizzle out in a few months. Like you gotta be around, you gotta go hang out, you gotta do what you gotta do, and then but also like doing it more to get better. Like you can't just write a full new set at your house, never practice it, and then go do it. Yeah. Like I would do that all the time. That's crazy. Like I'd be like, no, here's my set, and they'd be like, well, are you gonna go? And I'd be like, no, I'll just, the big show that we booked is coming up, I'll just do it then. That's super dumb. It's pretty irresponsible.
But it's a young person's mindset, right?
Yeah.
Like it's hard to know.
And I'm a late bloomer, and I got smart like a few years ago. So it's like, yeah, I'm very like, I didn't figure out a lot of things until like I was like 26 or 27 when it came to comedy. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anything else weird that you didn't figure out till later in life?
Yeah, a lot. I didn't realize that you needed to put butter in the pan to cook eggs properly until I was like 26.
You were just dry pan?
Yeah, and I was like, it's so messy every time. This is annoying. And I called my friend one day and I was like, dude, I figured, this is insane. He makes fun of me for this all the time. He was like, I'll never forget the day you called me and you're like, dude, I figured out eggs, butter in the pan. And he's like, yeah, man. Have you ever watched any cooking show? And I was like, have I ever watched? No. I only like what I like.
But you had a feeling about how it worked, and you went with that.
Butter's pretty slick. maybe that'll go in the pan. I don't know. There's been so many embarrassing things of like me figuring something out late, and it's just so ridiculous. It's so dumb. But
nowadays there's all this stuff online and you can watch a video for everything, but you used to have to ask people. So when I was new,
and I didn't want to do that because I was embarrassed.
I called my sister one day to ask her how to make mashed potatoes, And I ended up talking to her boyfriend who grew up poor, and it was humiliating, and then it got brought up for 3 years after that. Like,
it sucks. It sucks when you're like earnestly asking someone for like some advice and you're past a certain age and they think you already knew something, and then you're like, actually, I've been faking it the whole time. I have no idea what to do about this. Like, there were years until I was like 23 where I was like, what? Like, I'd get a T4 for my job. And I'd be like, fuck is this? Like, and it's the most confusing looking like piece of paper to someone with like an ADHD brain like mine, where I'm like, what the fuck is this for?
Did you file your
throw it away? Like, throw it away. You know what I mean? Mail. Ugh. Not that exciting mail though. I felt like if I got something in the mail that wasn't a Christmas card or a birthday card with like a gift card in it, I'd throw it away. I'd be like, get this the fuck serious bullshit. What is this? And then one day my dad was like, get all your T4s and go to H&R Block. And I was like, what? Why? And he was like, 'cause taxes. And I was like, you never taught me any of this. And he was like, I know, but like, you have friends and like you are living in a city, and figure it out. And I was like, all right, figured it out.
What's your dad like?
My dad,
like, is your personality, does it come from anyone in your family?
Probably my grandfather. Yeah. He's just funny,
your
never
dad's
serious.
Dad, or
yeah, my dad's dad.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just a really always joking around, just always like, I mean, he's an old pervert now, but like, he's just like, it's not his fault. He's like 90. He's awesome though. I love him, but like he's just always kidding, always just being like, this situation's pretty tense. What if I told you guys a super inappropriate joke? Or what if I what if I like walked by you and like grabbed your leg and like something? Like, he's just one of those like fun loving guys who just doesn't take himself or the world too seriously. And like, it skipped my dad, it skipped my brother, and I got like all of that. So
in the family, it's just you and your brother?
Yeah. My older brother. Yeah.
And how does your dad handle you?
My dad, my dad's interesting because he's like, my dad was a sports broadcaster for like 35 years.
Oh, fuck off.
In
That's
Toronto,
so cool.
and Toronto and in Hamilton. And so like, he has like the entertainment like bone in his body where like he knows show business to an extent, and so he's been like he was a part of ACTRA. It's cool. Like,
yeah.
And it's,
does he have a cool radio voice?
Yeah, he projects big time. He knows, like, he's got a bassy voice. It's good. But like, he's not like, I'm not gonna say my dad's not funny, but he's not. I think
it's okay to say that.
He's funny when he's not trying to be.
It doesn't mean someone doesn't have a sense of humor.
He definitely has a sense of humor.
Some people just aren't.
But if like you're trying to riff with him, he can't enter that space, and he'll take the thing you said seriously, even though you were just trying to add to the joke.
Yeah.
Like, if you and I were riffing, or if you were riffing with my dad about something, and then you were like, yeah, and then like he'd go, well, no, that's not possible. It's too cold. You'd be like, oh, you ruined it. You know what I mean? Like, he would think logically. Yeah. And it would just kind of ruin. It would take the air out of everything. He's just a really serious guy, but also like, he's had to be a serious guy for a lot of reasons. So I don't know, like the wiring in his brains. Like, sometimes he just can't riff. But he's an interesting guy because he probably one of the only dads out there where I was like, I'm gonna do comedy. He was like, that's awesome, do it.
I love it.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
Because he was like, comedy's great. Like,
yeah.
And like, he grew up like he's like 68, so he's seen a lot of comedy, and he's like, I don't know, he's got his thumb on the pulse for like good, funny stuff, and always showed me really great things, and like told me to watch this guy and stuff, and this person, and check out this podcast, and watch this movie, and everything like that. And like, he's also like a good public speaker as well.
That's amazing, because I feel like comedy stories are almost always someone telling you how their parents told them that was a dumb idea.
I feel very grateful about that too.
People's dads died disappointed in them.
Yeah. No, my dad loves it. My dad loves comedy. So does my mom, but sometimes they don't. What parents who don't do comedy like don't know, and it's not their fault. It's no one's fault. It's just the way it goes. But when you're already like 10 years into it and you're still not like a super rich and famous like household on TV constantly named, they're like, so like when's your next show? And you're like, well, it's like in a basement of a thing and there's like 20 people, and they're like, and then they're like, oh, and you're like, no, this is what it's like.
Yeah.
Until it's not.
Yeah.
So be fucking patient. Okay? And also they've seen, like, they just think after you do, I don't know what they think, but sometimes they think like after you do like 2 years of comedy, you're like, all right, here comes the Netflix special. And you're like, no, that's not how it works. This is a disgusting grind. And also every year there's about 20,000 new comedians in every city.
Yeah.
So it gets to be pretty ridiculous, and stage time's hard to come by. So.
And I think sometimes when you're looking at someone else, you have to think about it in terms of how they feel about it, not how you feel about it. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't look at my sister parenting and go, well, this turned out shitty, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's her thing. She's wildly passionate about it.
Yeah, it's, but still, and then sometimes my mom will be like, well, why don't you just go do, and you're like, how? I can't, like, yeah. Sometimes it's just like, well, how come go be in a movie? Go be in a movie.
For me, like, when
crazy.
When I did your show and I showed up, I was like, oh, he fucking sold this out.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, it was in a basement, but I was like, this is great. Like, Dean's really good at comedy.
I try my best. Yeah, I do. But sometimes you're like,
the standard for people who don't do comedy is like Ronnie Chen. It's like that he's a comedian, and it's like, yeah, but so are people who just get by on it.
Yes. Yeah. I know the levels, the different levels to whatever. I don't know. It's crazy. Like, still, like, you could get like the biggest opportunity of your life, and you're like, well, I don't have any money. Like, the thing is like, you know how many people like recorded their first Netflix special and they were still like probably in like their negative in their bank account? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like,
and then that's got to be so embarrassing because now people think you're rich.
Yeah.
And you have to be like, actually.
Yeah, there are people who get like
I'm in debt
Yeah,
now.
yeah. They're like, I spent the last of my money on like the nice suit I wore for my special, or like my late night appearance or something. Like, I know like there's a lot of people who like their first ever late night set, they were like, I slept on a couch before I got here. You know what I mean? Like, they weren't already rich. Like,
yeah.
But like you get, yeah, it's such a weird business. It's so strange. It's very frustrating, but it's super fun. But yeah,
I don't feel like we're selling it.
Don't fucking do comedy, by the way. If you're thinking of doing it, don't
do it.
It's annoying. I don't need the fucking competition. It's so annoying. Fuck off. Yeah, here's what, as someone who wants to get into comedy, what should I do? Fucking don't. There's a billion of us. You're gonna want to kill yourself. It's so annoying.
And it's a lot.
Got bumped by a pro, and then you watch the pro, and you're like, pro? What? Okay.
I like it too because there's like it's like a group of people who need and are fueled by external validation.
Yeah, man.
In an industry that doesn't have enough for them.
Yeah. It's crazy, and I'll say it loud and proud. I'm fully one of those people. Also, there was one time where at the lab where like this host, I'm not naming names, the host was like my buddy who's a pro showed up. Is it cool if you go fifth now? And I was like, I'm a pro. And he was like, well, oh. And I was like, I'll go fourth. And he was like, oh, okay. I've never done that before, and I was really happy that I was like proud of myself, because like, I'm a pro though. Okay, come on. I don't give a shit.
Say it.
Yeah, and I was already my
name's
name's also already on the fucking thing.
Yeah.
His isn't. How about I just go when you said I was gonna go? I'm not getting bumped by your stupid friend. So annoying. I'm finally getting comfortable enough where I'm gonna start being a little pissy.
I like it.
And it's gonna be fine. And I hope it comes off charming.
I'm going to continue to take shit because I'm not confident yet.
It's just sometimes you're like, yeah, okay, I get it. I know the formalities, the this, the that, depends on who's hosting, whatever. But sometimes you actually just got to be like, I'm also a pro. Don't say that to me like I'm not. I've been paid before for comedy. That's the definition. So please don't say that to me. And my name's on the fucking poster. And his isn't. Go away. When you dream of like your
sound like
highest... such a dick. Sorry.
No, I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
That just, I don't know. I think that day too, I was just pissy and I was like, oh, nah, it's not happening today, man. It's not happening today. Been through enough shit. Sorry, go ahead.
When you dream about your like highest point, like, is it just stand up or is it like having like a TV show?
I would love to act in a TV show one day, but I would also love to just have my own comedy tour. I would just want to travel the world doing comedy. I just want to pay my rent being a touring comedian. That's all I want. My expectations, sorry, not my goals and my pinnacles aren't really like these like grand things. I just want to be like, I just want to be busy every weekend.
Being on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that'd be great. I think that'd be so much fun. And
you're good enough that someone else figures out the tour. Yeah. And your job is to show up.
I hope so. Funny. Yeah. I wouldn't mind doing all the other work either. I've done that before. I've been on tours. I've seen like how it works, and I'm really excited to do it again one day. And it's just something that I know is possible.
What was your favorite tour?
Australia.
Amazing.
Australia was amazing because it was it's a different planet. It felt like a different planet, and I was like, I can't believe I'm getting. For context, I was a feature act for my two friends who are YouTubers, and they also do stand up comedy.
Yeah.
But I think if they were to put like a quick bio about what they do and who they are, I think YouTuber would come first.
Yeah, fair enough.
And they have massive audiences, online subscribers, followers, shit like that. And they leverage that to a stand-up tour where they filled theaters. And we all went to Humber together. That's how we met. So like once that happened, my friend was like, okay, well, I'm going to bring my friends on the tour because they do comedy as well. And I was lucky enough to be one of those friends, obviously. And so I've toured in America, like all over America, all over Australia, and all over Canada because of that.
That's amazing.
And
you still have that experience.
Yes, and very young too.
It's in your bones now.
Yeah, and I've had that like from the ages of like 23 to 27.
See,
I was doing that. That's crazy.
As much as people shit on YouTubers, like they're fun fucking people.
They're really fun, and they people show up, and sometimes people know you because you're affiliated with that person and stuff, and that's pretty great. And then they laugh at your shit. And that's amazing, and it's good to be seen, and it's also incredible to be on a tour with your your best friends who you started doing comedy with, like who you hang out with every day already.
Like I never even thought of that as a possibility.
But that's why
I'm always like, yeah, I'll be on tour, but like I hope I'm not with some like sketchy person.
Exactly. That's why it's kind of scary to think now, like if I ever get to go on a tour again, and my expectations are like really high now because the first time I ever toured doing comedy, I was with my two best friends.
Yeah.
Every night, and they were in like in theaters.
So it kind of
and like we kind of cut our teeth in theaters. It was scary.
That's insane. That's really insane.
It's dumb, kind of.
It's like combining someone's like backpacking trip with like they're headlining actual comedy theater.
Yeah, exactly. I know. God. It was really strange. Yeah, the first time we ever did that was it was right out of COVID. We did a USA because like my friend Curtis is like a very popular commentary YouTuber. One of my best friends. Met him at Humber. And my other friend Jacob, who also is a YouTuber now. Like Curtis was like, I want to start doing like stand-up tours because like I've been YouTubing for a while, and like we do stand-up shows. We book our own shows at Comedy Bar, but they're like bi-monthly. You know what I mean? We're not out there that hard. But then his management team was like, all right, well, we're gonna book a tour. You guys are gonna sell, like you're gonna sell out because like a lot of people know who you are.
Yeah.
So we had to do theaters. Got to do theaters because it was like, well, that's the space you can fill, dude.
Yeah.
Like we're looking at the numbers right now, and he was like, all right, and then they helped my friend Jacob and I get O2 visas off of his O1 visa, and then we went on it. Like we've done like the Wilbur
What's the Wilbur?
in Boston. Like we've done like the Chicago Theater. Like it's insane.
So what?
And we
what
weren't
number of
that,
seats
and
are
we
there?
weren't that good. Like we weren't like, I'm sure we did fine, but like we weren't that polished. Like we were not. No, but still it went well because we knew in that moment, we're like, we better fucking bring it. Like we need to be good. Like we have to get good fast. That's what it was.
That's amazing.
Like up to like 3,000 seats.
Jesus.
Like scary. Like really like surreal. Like really scary. Like you go into like a green room somewhere in like the deep south and like Frank Sinatra's signature is there. And you're like,
God.
What? And then I'd get a marker and go, Dean Hebscher, 2022. Get a fucking marker every time and sign it underneath some like crooning legend. like George Carlin's signature. There, it's like a plexiglass thing over it, so it's protected forever. And I'd go like as near it as I could and put my fucking name. And I'm like, best feature act ever. It's about who you know, Dean. It's all about who you know, Dean Hebscher. Friends with a YouTuber. Brought me all over the world though. Like, and when it was time to get work done, I did the work. It was amazing. But then when I got back to Toronto and the tour stopped, like took, big breaks.
Oh no.
I was like, all right, man, like go back to Comedy Bar, like really like go hard now. See if you're actually funny, because you were just performing in front of a bunch of teenage girls who have never been to a comedy show before. They're just fans of internet people.
Yeah.
Still, they were amazing audiences, but sometimes there were moments where it was lost on us. We were like, are we actually good, or are they just super nice?
Yeah.
Because it felt like a bit of a loophole.
And you hear really popular people say, I can't test my new material anymore because everyone's laughing and it's not.
So there was these moments where I was like, how many steps did we skip? This is bad. This might not be good for our brains.
Yeah.
We need to eat shit more. Like we're murdering every night. Like this can't be good for us. Like, and it was crazy.
Yeah. But now you're back home and you get to eat lots of shit.
Tons, so much. And it's perfect. It's exactly what I needed. I never got like too big of an ego for the opportunities that I've been given, but still sometimes I'd be like, nah, this is what it should be like. Good. No, good. You ate shit tonight. This is what it should be like. People don't care. Of course you're going to do well in front of people who already bought tons of tickets.
They're invested in having a good time.
They came to a theater. Of course. What are they going to be like? Prove it. They're not. They're going to be like, I'm down, dude. Say anything. Of course they're going to love it.
I remember in my 20s, I watched Jackass, the TV show.
Yeah.
And they had a tour, but none of them were stand-ups. I think Steve-O got into stand-up like after this.
Yeah.
But like we just went to a theater and watched Steve-O staple his balls to his leg.
Awesome.
Like the whole thing. It was like they didn't really know how to make it work on stage, but they tried their best and we showed up fucking pumped and we had an amazing time.
I bet it was so fun. But they're still like funny guys. They're still like funny and they were saying funny stuff.
Yeah, it's exactly like if just like the weirdest dirtbag guys that skateboard in your neighborhood got famous. It's everyone knows that group of guys. They're fun and funny.
Exactly. And it was really interesting to see my friend who like most of his audience knows him from his YouTube videos that he makes.
Yeah.
And they don't know that he has a background in stand-up. They don't know that the first thing he ever did was stand-up. And then he transferred to YouTube and stuff like that. And that's the shit that popped off. So it was really interesting to see, like, these audiences show up and be, like, surprised when it was just him up there with a microphone doing, like, traditional stand-up comedy. Like, just his jokes, his stories and stuff. But, like, to an audience that has never been to a stand-up show before, who bought tickets to go see their favorite YouTuber, they're like they're not like the best audience members sometimes. Like they're chatty. They want to interact. They want to just, I called it like live commenting. Like they would just be like, they'd just say some shit. Yeah. Wherever they wanted. And then we'd get mad. Like we'd get like, and then we'd like check Twitter and they'd be like, he was rude at his show. And then like a bunch of stupid kids would be like, wow, that's kind of disappointing because he's one of my favorite YouTubers. And it's just like, they don't know what stand-up is yet. Damn it. Like, they just know. They know what they know. They're kids. Yeah. They're kids. They'll figure it out. But still, they all showed up, and sometimes there'd be, like, parents there. because like theaters are all ages, so sometimes there would be more. Like I had so many jokes about like not kid, like not I'm not my shit's not PG.
Yeah.
So like I would see like, you know, parents with like their kids in the crowd, not like too young, but like maybe like a 10-year-old. Like, oh, this 10-year-old like watches my friend on YouTube, and I'm like one of the opening
What
acts.
is his thing on YouTube?
He makes commentary videos.
Like on
Like if there's like a bad movie from back in the day, he's like, so I watched this movie, we're gonna break it down. I'm gonna.
So he's funny.
Yeah, he
He's
is
just
funny.
not-
Oh yeah, he's one of the best joke writers I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
But
the
like
best.
his YouTube content
YouTube
is
content.
funny. It's just not.
Definitely, yeah. But yeah,
Stand up.
he's no, exactly. It's not, but it's still like it helps. One helps the other, for sure. Like he's a great joke writer and a good storyteller. But yeah, he makes like 20-minute YouTube videos that are just like deep dives on things, and they're great.
I know a lot of. I think the best YouTubers are stand-up people, even if they don't like. My favorite podcast is, which I watch on YouTube as a video. It's two girls, and for a long time I just thought, oh, they're just girls who like celebrities. They do celebrity memoirs.
Yeah.
It's called Celebrity Memoir Podcast.
Okay.
But then like after watching it for like months, I found out they were stand-ups.
Yeah.
And it's like it's in there.
You can
But
tell.
I just thought they're just funny
You can tell.
funny girls.
Yeah, you can just tell. It's like, and also it was really cool because he got like the real motivation to like keep doing stand up like as much as he did YouTube, which it was really great to see that, because he was like, no, I like, this is great, like, and this is another thing I can have besides this thing which I do at my house. You know, I turn on a camera and I edit and I script a video, but like now he's like, I have a better urge now to like really write jokes and stuff, and it was pretty cool to see. It did it for all of us. It just fired all of us up a lot to be out there and doing that and have it like work. It was really cool. And then Australia is just Australia. It was insane.
It's like another. I've never been. But
It's
you said it's like
terrifying.
another planet.
It's like another planet. It's very like the sky's bluer over there. Like it's just like a pretty place, and also it's very Americanized. It's just like a beautiful. It looks like this. Like cities there just look like any city. Like it's just really cool and beautiful.
Built on another planet.
But built on another planet, and it's like a 20-hour flight away, and you get sick immediately because your body's like, what? Where are you? And then you take 12. We took 12 flights in 15 days.
Oh my
to
god.
go all around, because all the cities are around the perimeter of Australia. We didn't go in the middle, like in the outback. Like
so it's like
Perth, Adelaide, Melbourne, Sydney, Gold Coast, like they're all around the perimeter, and each flight is like a 3-hour flight.
oh shit.
It's a big
really
continent.
spread
Like it's a
out like
huge
that.
continent. Yeah, it's gigantic. It was crazy. I was sick the whole time. It was great. I was very sick the entire time. One nostril didn't work.
How
for 2
were
weeks.
you? Oh no.
It's great.
It's a special misery to be sick when away from home.
Very sick.
But did you handle it?
Yeah.
Like, you were.
I tried my best. I used the saunas in every hotel we were in. But I got like when it's showtime, it's showtime. You just quit being a baby and do your fucking set. But like, and then I stopped being sick in New Zealand, and that was beautiful.
Could you tell
Right
the
at the end.
difference between New Zealand and Australia?
No, not really. Actually, there's a little more. It's a little more flat, like flat landed, and I don't know. It seems to be more spread. There was no like downtown core with a bunch of skyscrapers that I saw when we were there. It was just a beautiful like landscape of greenery. It was nice.
And Lord of the Rings looking shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
You
I'm not into that fantasy shit.
You didn't watch those movies?
Didn't watch those movies, no. But yeah, it was gorgeous.
Were you scared of like the nature there?
No.
You didn't see any like.
I thought I'd see giant spiders. I didn't see any giant spiders in Australia. I didn't at all. Sucked. Looking under car door handles and shit.
Sometimes I'm like, maybe I should skip Australia because I don't know.
It's beautiful. I got to meet.
The internet makes you think it's going to be really scary.
The internet makes you think a lot of stuff, but it's mostly not true. But I think, yeah, if you go into like the middle of Australia, you're going to see a huge spider like eating a dead kangaroo. You're like, all right, fine. But if you're in the city, there's cockroaches and pigeons and weird and like, and then there's a zoo with kangaroos. And then there's an island with quokkas, which are like these little cute rodent things that smile at you. Saw those.
Quokkas?
Yeah. Quokkas.
That sounds cute.
Yeah, they're very cute. They're like beavers without the weird tail, and they're just very cute, and they're just nice and friendly, and they walk around. There's just an island full of them, and then you can go visit that. But everyone's really nice, and it just looks like. Have you been to the Well downtown? Like the new mall that's like kind of outside. Yeah. Every mall looks like that in
like
in
it's
Australia.
An open air,
the open concept, open air like thing with breezeways and stuff like that. Every mall, that's what every mall looks like in Australia.
I like that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a really cool place.
Do you like that Toronto's getting all this new stuff?
I like feeling like a tourist in my own city.
Are you from here?
I was born here, but I went to high school in a different town.
Hamilton?
Dundas, Ontario.
Whoa.
South of Hamilton.
Okay.
We'll call it Hamilton. It was
Hamilton-esque.
It was the Hamilton Wentworth District School Board. Yes. Well, yeah, we can call it Hamilton for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. My parents divorced in like 04, and then they were like, we're both going to move to Dundas, Ontario, but have separate houses in this new town as a fresh start for like our family, which I thought was really cool of them to do.
Yeah.
And then my mom got like a cool, nice townhouse, and then my dad, being a dad, was like, I'm going to buy this old fixer-upper and just... we'll make a thing out of it. It'll make like me and the kids will have some stuff to do. It was just a weird old rickety like 50s house that eventually we like all fixed together kind of.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Not too much. It's not like we were like fixing ceilings and shit, but it was just like there was little projects to be done. And that's where I went to. I was there from 5th grade to 12th grade, but in Toronto I did kindergarten to grade 4.
Okay, and then you came back here and did Humber.
Yeah,
and
haven't left since.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like Dundas, Ontario. I've talked a lot of shit about it on podcasts.
Do people in Dundas get mad at you?
Yeah, I've had a few people be like, stop talking shit about Dundas, and I'm like, then fucking leave Dundas. It sucks. Like, it's quaint and cute, and you're like it's one of those towns where you're like, well, this is nice as you're driving through to a better place. You're like, oh, they film movies here, neat. But then you like live there, and you're like, everyone knows each other, which is kind of annoying. And to me, I think it's the divorce capital of like Canada. There's a weird amount of divorced parents who like have like one has a like what my parents did. Like this kid's dad's house is on this side of the town, this kid's mom's house is on this side of the town, and they don't meet. But like in her side of the town, that there's two of everything. There's like a metro over here and a metro over there, so they don't run into each other. Super weird. There's 2 post offices. There's like a bank, like banks over here, but there's some banks over here too. LCB over here, so they don't have to fucking run into each other. It was the weirdest strategic thing I've ever seen.
Sounds amazing for divorced parents.
Yeah, for them, you stay. But like for a kid, oh my god, you know how many times I saw like 2 best friends in high school, like they were best friends, their parents would divorce, and then that kid's mom would hook up with this kid's dad, and they'd weirdly become stepbrothers for like a summer. I saw that happen so much, and I was like, this town's fucking disgusting.
I'm gonna write a YA novel called Step Brothers for a Summer. A love story.
But like the thing is, they're already best friends. It's like, so your mom slept over at my dad's house last night. Like the amount of times I saw it, like
it's so awkward.
It was so weird.
How do you handle that? It was
so weird. It was the weirdest town. Like I had fun. Like I still have friends from there, but it was just like, I don't know, just weird vibes. It was like a big thing when we got a Starbucks.
Oh shit!
It's like a big thing.
There's a Starbucks like coming the soon. Taco Bell in my city.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone would work at the same place, like, and then I don't know. We just kind of saw everyone. You just kind of see everyone head in the trajectory of their parents. Like once you reach like 12th grade, you're like, oh, like I shouldn't. Like I noticed that. I just noticed like, I'm like, I know what that kid's gonna end up being. I know what he's gonna do. I know what she's gonna do. There isn't really anyone else that I can think of who. Actually, there's a few, but like, who like left and like went for their thing.
Yeah.
Really like went for it. But to each their own. Like, I'm not saying that everyone's settled and is a loser, but there's just a lot of people there who stayed that I didn't think would.
I couldn't have followed my parents' trajectory because I would have just been priced out of their neighborhood. I don't like. My mom's a homemaker. I feel like you can't do that now unless you want to shack up with someone controlling.
What is that? What is a homemaker?
They're a full-time mom.
Oh, okay. What? All right. Why the title, homemaker?
I don't know.
I've heard that, but I've never asked what.
Stay-at-home mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a homemaker. A contractor? So a contractor.
She built our house.
If every contractor was like, I'm a homemaker. I'm a homemaker. That's awesome. All right, new joke. I'll write that down. Try it out later. Probably go great. It'll probably go just okay. Stupid. My mom was an actor for a little bit and then stopped, but like I think I just have two parents who are like creative.
That's
and,
awesome.
Like, yeah, it was cool. My mom was an actor until she was like until she got pregnant with my brother.
Have you seen her in anything?
There's a movie called The Tower. It's a Canadian made film. It's on YouTube. The full movie. I think it's from 1982, and it's like a sci-fi horror movie, very low budge.
That's so cool.
She's in it. Yeah, it's really funny. I actually made a YouTube video reviewing it one time in like 2020.
Were you like when you were a kid? Did you tell people that and then became the coolest kid you knew?
Yeah.
There was a kid at my school whose
in first grade that murders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a kid at school whose mom had played like competitive beach volleyball.
Cool.
And like to this day, like I look up to him.
It's awesome. Well, parents are superheroes.
So fuck the
For
Tower.
A little bit,
I'm watching it.
It's silly. It's not that good. She knows that. She knows this. Jackie knows.
Dean broke it to her.
Jackie knows that The Tower's not an awesome movie. But I'll say that I'm not in a movie. You are. She did it. Because at the end of the day, like they fucking made a movie.
Yeah.
In the 80s. They filmed it in Toronto and Hamilton. Like, even if a movie's dog shit, they still made a movie.
Yeah.
That's incredible. A bunch of people came together and made a movie. That's insane.
Yeah. Just and the fact that it still is on YouTube and people can find it.
People comment on it sometimes.
I would be jazzed if
I will. I'll watch it.
I won't, even if I was in a flop and then the thing that is just the podcast where people make fun of my movie, I'd still be like, that's my movie.
Yeah, man. If you make a movie, that's great. But it's like it's very cold feeling. It's just very like, you could tell they shot it in like November when it was really cold before snow started. So like, it's just very gray. And it's about like, it's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of like got some artificial intelligence stuff going on in it. Like it's like a computer takes over this building.
It's always weird watching old sci-fi and horror because even if it was good at the time, it isn't anymore.
Yeah. It's interesting to see these people like being like, the computer? The computer did that? That thing? This big hunk of junk? Like, whatever. But my mom has a lot of good lines in it where it's like, she's actually kind of a final girl in it. Now that I think about it.
She's the Neve Campbell or the...
Yeah.
Who's the one from Halloween?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
She's the Jamie Lee Curtis of low budget Canadian-made sci-fi horror thriller movies called The Tower, and it's just such a weird. Do you love horror? I do.
You seem like you would.
I love horror movies. Yeah, I saw the movie Trap last night.
What's Trap?
It's M. Night Shyamalan's new movie.
What? He has a new one?
It was filmed here. It's filmed at Rogers Center.
I feel like I know a lot about TV, and I'm somehow huge blind spot with movies anymore.
I don't know. I've always got my thumb on the pulse.
Is it out of the theater now?
It's in theaters. I saw it last night. It's dog shit. It sucks.
No.
It's silly. It's just too silly.
I think with him, he does really well or really bad.
Here's what he did with this movie. I'm spoiling it. I don't care. It's not that good.
Okay. Spoiler.
Wait, actually, the trailer's already a spoiler because you're like, oh, Josh Hartnett is a killer.
Okay.
The thing is like there's a big concert in this film, and it's a fictional pop star is holding a gigantic concert at this stadium, which is the Rogers Center in the city that we live in. That's where it was shot. And they're using this concert to trap a serial killer who's been killing a bunch of people. And someone got information that he bought a ticket to this event. So the whole movie takes place inside of the Sky Dome. And this fictitious pop singer is played by M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, who actually does make music. And you gotta fucking hear 12 of her songs, actually. Her actual songs. So it's the whole movie is M. Night Shyamalan being like, my daughter sings. My daughter's a pretty good singer. It's annoying as hell. Like it's like frustrating.
It's a Nepo baby movie.
It's weird. It's weird as hell. And there's like, the acting is just over the top. I knew they were trying to be funny. I'm also not like an expert film critic, but the whole time, like, the dialogue in his movies are never the way people actually talk. It sounded like an episode of Love on the Spectrum the whole time. Oh, no. like just the way people were saying things to themselves. You're like, I don't think that's how people have inner monologues. Like, it's just it's just too on the nose. You know what I mean? Like, you could see something and be like, got it, that's why he did that. And then a few scenes later, a character would say like, that's why I did that. And you're like, we knew that already, man. That's why they showed it with the camera. I hate when that happens.
Okay, I feel like maybe he's gone downhill because I feel like he wasn't that bad before.
Yeah,
I feel like he
sure.
would just have a big concept and sometimes he wouldn't pull it off.
The trailer was great, but the full film, I was like, oh man,
Fuck.
M. Night.
I still think I'm gonna go see it.
It's silly.
Unless, is there
You will
something
laugh.
good in the theater right now? Because I want to go see a movie in the theater.
I want to go see Twisters. I haven't seen it yet, but
What is it?
it's the sequel to Twister
Oh.
from the 90s. It looks pretty good. Apparently it's awesome.
Maybe.
I was okay. Oh, whatever. All right, well, whatever. Anyway, my mom was an actor. It's pretty good. Anyway, speaking of Nepo babies, I'm inches away from being one. But it's not the same. Like, I don't do what they do.
Are they hooking you up?
No. Isn't that the best thing?
I don't think it's a Nepo baby.
I've been called one before, but then I was like, no, but I don't do television and I don't do one movie in the 80s. Like, my parents have never been like, yeah, we'll fund this or we'll do this or we'll get you in clothes.
You're very privileged that you've had lovely parents who support your creativity.
Definitely.
And who seem to have handled their divorce well. But, like, you can be, like, lucky in life and you're still not a Nepo baby. Because people will take that term and then they'll just go crazy with it.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Your third cousin was in a movie, you fucking Nepo baby.
Yeah, that's true. I've taken more shit for having a friend who's famous on the internet for taking me on tour than like my friend. You know what I mean? Like, I've gotten more shit. Like, what's like, well, you just had that given to you, and it's like, well, yeah, but still, who the hell would turn down that kind of foot in the door?
Yeah, but the thing is, some people would, because some people just aren't. I don't know. It's the kind of thing like, if I'm shit talking you about that, I already disliked you. Do you know what I mean?
True.
There's certain things you hear about them happening to someone.
Yes.
And it's like, for this guy, oh, he's a piece of shit. And then for that guy, it's like, whatever, man. He's having fun. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
So it just depends on how you already thought of them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Like, sometimes people, there's been some people in the comedy scene here who thought I was like something I was not because of like where I've been and the opportunities that I've had touring. And then it takes 5 minutes for them to go, oh, you're actually just like a nice guy who had a friend who brought you places. And then you did a job there. That's it. That's literally it.
Yeah.
It's literally it. That's all. Lucky as hell. And when it was time to do the work, I did the work. That's all. So.
And you sucked it up.
Yeah.
You dealt with being sick in Australia.
Yeah. I've dealt with a lot. I've dealt with like all of my friends' fans hating me. Oh my God, have I dealt with a lot. Yeah.
What's the best insult you've had from like online kind of?
Oh, kill yourself. Kill yourself. We found your old tweets. You racist piece of shit. And I'm like, oh my God, I had Twitter in the year 2014 when I was like 18. No shit, I tweeted something racist. I didn't know anything yet. Of course.
Did you apologize?
Yeah, I've apologized many times.
What did you have to own?
I've had the worst. I think I have the worst digital footprint ever.
What did you do? What did you say?
I've tweeted a lot of like when I first starting like to be like a funny guy, I would like go for like low hanging fruit, like shock value shit. But also all I knew was like racism equals funny, that kind of like, you know, that's kind of all like a stupid like guy like me who just thinks he's hilarious knows. So like I would just tweet like pretty racist shit, like just bad jokes, just
Was there a
in
moment?
bad taste, you know what I mean? Like I did I had a super offensive Halloween costume one year.
Oh no.
Yeah, in 2014 when I was 18 years old.
Did you copy the Prime Minister and dress up as Aladdin?
We could say that, yeah.
Who did you dress up as?
Kanye West.
Oh no, Dean.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Dean.
Yeah, bad. It's awful. I regret it every single day.
Oh.
Yeah. Some people took pictures and, you know, they're out there.
And that's out there.
Oh, yeah, they're out there for sure. But decade ago, pretty one-off incident.
Was there
Actually
a moment?
Full-on one-off incident. Would
Was
never
there
do it again.
a moment that you were like, decided to do your comedy differently?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember it?
Yeah, definitely. I realized after being on tour with my friends, I realized I was getting lumped into this. Oh, he must be like them, like a YouTuber, like a clean, fun, very progressive, very like would do no one no harm, never, you know what I mean? Like never go for the, never toe the line, never, like one of the, a nice boy.
Yeah.
Basically. I realized that I'm not like that. Not saying that I'm like an asshole and a piece of shit and I want to ruffle feathers or anything like that. But like, I don't know, man. Jokes are jokes, and if they're good, they're good. Whatever. I never want to piss anyone off, but that's gonna happen if you do comedy at some point or another. But my friends, like the way they do stand up is very different from the way I do it. Like they write jokes. They're not talking about like, they're not towing the line on certain topics. They're not dropping certain hints or words or innuendos or anything like that. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. I just realized like after a bunch of my friends' fans thought I was going to be just like him, I was like, no, this isn't good. Because I started to feel like I was trying to be like that. But I never wanted to be like a YouTuber. I never wanted to be like an online person who's like, what's up, guys? Like, I just wanted to talk the way I talk into a microphone all the time and be super, like, authenticity is huge with me. I never want to be a different person.
But you think that made you also not want to be racist? Or
what do you mean?
that made you like, was there a point that made you want to cut with like racist stuff?
The racist stuff I've said were like old tweets from when I was like 17 and 18 years old, and I like just that, like when I was like at Humber, I was just always trying to like do like something kind of edgy.
So it wasn't really
and
part
I
of
stopped.
Your comedy.
It wasn't really part of my comedy. It was just like that's like a amongst friends easy shit to like joke about. And then I realized that's horrible, that's problematic, it's not good, and also like this is stuff that people can see, and this is stuff that's like not gonna go like this. Just there's no room for this anymore. This is stupid. Like be better, educate yourself, be like develop. Also like getting older helped, just seeing the world more helped, talking to other people, like just being, it took someone actually being like, don't fucking say that shit, for me to realize like, oh shit, like I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I never want to make anyone feel like that.
I have a weird thing because like when I was 24, 25, so like around 2004, 2005, I was hanging out with my boyfriend's friend who is a gay guy, and I said something like, that's so gay. Yeah. And he called me out on it, but I just had like a full conversation with him where I'm like, but I don't have a problem with gay people. Sure. And I really meant it. But then he's like, but it hurts my feelings. Yeah. And then I literally never said it that. Yeah. Like I stopped saying that because I was like, because I don't want to hurt Rick's feelings. Yeah. And it's like a thing that happened in my life, but I've never mentioned it to anyone before, and it would be so weird to have had that conversation in public. Yeah. And sometimes when I see like Dave Chappelle, I'm like, well, he can't come back from it, because sometimes some people just can't come back from being called out.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how to explain it, but I'm like, I'm concerned about my own ability to some point in the future have to change while everyone's watching me. Because in real life, no one's really calling you out on a big scale.
Sure. Yeah.
And like, you just kind of change slowly as like everybody else is changing.
Yeah. Well, the thing about being called out is like, after being called out, give them the time. Be patient. If you want them to change, they're gonna. Just now let them go. Because a lot of people, especially in the climate of the internet, are like, after we call you out for this thing we found that you did years ago, we want you to be better. And you're like, I have been better because that thing's that long ago.
Yeah.
I haven't been I don't do that at all. That feels like a different guy. I'm ashamed of it. I'm mortified that there was once a part of me that thought that was okay to do or say. I can't believe it. But just because you found it now doesn't mean that right now I'm still that person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Because it resurfaced, sure. But, like, that's the thing you can't really convey, which sucks because, like, people, like, there's people who have, like, dug up shit that I've done where it's like, can you believe he did this? And it's like, guys, that's, like, it says, like, that tweet says sent from BlackBerry in 2014. Like, it's I do not speak like that at all anymore.
Dean does not own a BlackBerry.
Yeah, like, I've changed phone. Like, look at from when it was from. Like, I'm clearly not that person anymore. It sucks that I once was. I hate that. But look at the necessary work I've done with just evolving naturally as a human being, and just check on me once in a while and you'll literally get the proof I'm fucking not a piece of shit. Like, that's all it is. Also, I was a child, a white, small town, stupid, too big for his britches college student, thinking I'm fucking hilarious. I'm in the comedy program. I'm going to tweet some shit. I'm going to make a joke about an Asian person. I'm going to make a joke about this. I'm going to tweet the N-word because I was tweeting fucking rap song lyrics. Like, of course I was doing that shit. Straight up, if you're someone who was born between like 1994 and 1998, like, and you went for a career in entertainment, 100% you have old tweets that are very problematic. Like, it's just, or you've done something, or there's a video of you doing some problematic shit. Like, of course, it's inevitable that that's gonna happen.
As someone who was in high school during those years,
hell yeah,
I feel very old.
That's okay. It's okay. I wish I was. Why the fuck would I sign up for Twitter in the year 2009? Like, why? What did I have to share except just mindless bullshit? Like, these aren't, like, every horrible mistake I've ever made when it comes to my digital footprint, I did like as a 17, 18, 19-year-old. Like, just that's the worst person. Yeah. That's the worst you'll ever be. Like, that's such a shitty person who doesn't think of anyone else but themselves, who thinks that they're awesome. Every day they wake up, they're like, I'm barely hungover. I'm going to go do whatever I want. Like, I'm going to fuck her, and then I'm going to go like this to that guy, and then I'm going to do whatever because I'm young and my metabolism's sick right now. And, like, you're just a piece of shit. You're a walking waste of space. Like, you're an idiot. No shit. You made some mistakes. Like, it's so, that's the other thing too that's like annoys me. Sorry, I'm kind of going on a tangent right now, but like, it's the other thing that annoys me is like the nerve that a lot of like younger people on the internet, the nerve to be surprised that like someone once wasn't smart or wasn't nice, like to be like, can you believe they did this?
But some of the people on the internet criticizing you are 17-year-olds.
Exactly.
Who are like,
yeah.
I know how the world is.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell people how, like,
yes.
You know.
And I've thought about this so much because like I would kill to be a 17-year-old in the year 2024 because you are already pre-programmed to know everything that's wrong and everything that's right. You every day in front of your face have things that are bad, don't do them. Things that are good, do these. You know what I mean? Like, you're on your phone a lot. There's a lot more information to intake. I also don't envy that part. But like, yeah. When I was 17 years old in 2013, I like, you had to, like what you went through, like you said gay, like you said like that's so gay, and someone went, hey, face to face, called you out. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't really happen anymore.
Yeah.
You had to do the thing to find out it was bad. You know what I mean? Like one time I was like singing along to a song and I like dropped the N-word because it was in the lyrics and like
shit.
I was like 16 or 17 and so it took someone to like grab me by the collar and be like, don't fucking do that. And like that's
and you were
when
like, I was singing.
yeah, and like that, but like that's how it took physical it took like a physical like, you know, threat for me to be like, holy shit, okay, not good. But I bet even still in my brain I was like, okay, so just do it at home. like a fucking idiot, because I was still an idiot. Oh, I'm not gonna let him fully win. Like I was probably just being like, I'll just do it at home, whatever. So stupid. I was a fucking idiot. I wouldn't dream of doing shit like that now. It's awful. Like it's just not good. Get that out of your vocabulary like immediately.
The scary thing though is like at like 43, like I'm still ashamed of things I did like in my 30s after I got sober.
Yeah.
Like every phase of life you're like, now I got it. And
Yeah.
then like 4 years later you're like, ooh, I was terrible.
Yeah, that's true. There's still gonna be fuck ups for me. There's still gonna be things that happen where I wish where after it happens in the future I'm gonna be like, I wish I handled that better. But like it's nice to know I've definitely closed like a book on like the
scariest,
like just the word like the truly most problematic like things I've ever done that are just online and stuff and just stupid stuff I've said to people, like just like truly ignorant behavior and I wish I knew better but I didn't type shit. That's actually like along those lines, like that's gone, like that's just. But now like cheers to new fuck ups, I guess. I don't know, I'll figure it out, but like sometimes who knows what it's gonna be. Probably gonna get in like an email fight with my aunt next year or something and just not handle it the best.
On that note.
Kind of went off. God.
But I want to just close this out by letting you plug anything.
Oh.
I mean, I think mainly The Tower.
The Tower,
my watching on YouTube.
My mom's movie The Tower is fantastic. It's very good. She has like kind of like a reverse mullet hairdo going on. It's very puffy and curly here and it's tight and like brought up back. It's just a really interesting haircut. And I think she still has like some of the outfits from that movie in her closet. I don't have anything to plug.
Okay.
I actually don't.
I'll plug.
This was just a nice, fun conversation. And I appreciate it. So thank you.
Thanks, Dean.
No problem.
But I'm going to plug my show.
Yeah.
Funny Bitches with Karen Mitches. Every fourth Monday of the month at Backroom Comedy Club. The next one is August 26th.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I do Bellyache. It's a stand-up comedy show at Winona every other Thursday at 8:30 p.m. It's so fucking funny. It's crazy. It's crazy
Okay,
funny.
thank you for being on.
No problem. Anytime.
Dean Hebscher.
That was awesome. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. That was a blast.